Hey!
Hey! How's everyone doing today? Oh, been another week. So much going on. Tumbleweed as always, guys. Welcome to the Snowflake Show, Season 2, Episode 18. 18 and kicking. I am your co-host, Regan Elite, alongside...
I'm Lee Corn.
You are Lee Corn, not Lee Carn.
Lee Carn.
I'll keep running that joke
again
all
last
the
week.
time.
Still Lee Carn again last week as well.
Yeah. And over the next hour, guys, we're going to give you the latest news, views, and share some funny and good news stories to boot. Lee, how are you doing?
I'm okay. Just a sec. I'm just going to mute my mic a second.
Oh, dear. I might have some technical...
No, it's not that. I had it too far away. I had it right across the other side.
You know, he's always playing with he's playing with the buttons. Now he's playing with the mic, guys. You know, but he just randomly plays one of those buttons just out of the blue, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Who have we got in the chat today, Lee?
God, I haven't been paying attention. Charlie C's here first. Well done, Charlie C. Daily Blase, Darren's here. Hi, Daily Blase, Darren. Good evening, all. I hope everyone is well. Zelda just started downloading on my Switch, but I'll just sit until the official release date taunting me. That's Charlie C. Yeah, I've only played for a couple of hours of the previous one, so I don't think I'll be buying that one. Leslie says, I think I've arrived. Hi, I think I've arrived.
You have indeed. Good to see you.
Pendulous is here. Good evening, all. Mark is about to end the stream. All right, okay. Hi, Pendulous.
Sure he's not doing an all-nighter?
He's keeping there for another 3.5 hours. And Duke Vengeance saying, Knights of the Blizzard, arise. Pendulous, blah, blah, blah. Hi, Ginger's Drafts here. Hey, all. We've got Duck Bread, hello, Snowflakes. Lefty Boater. Sean O'Neill Bud. Alundis is on the way. Okay. Royce Malone. Hi, all. Hi. Alistair Kerr. Hi, Lee. Perry UK True Crime is here. Jao Moreros, Chatty Rat, I think Fearless Wolf is here. Hi, Fearless. Ben Shaw, hi, Ben. Sorry if I've missed anybody. Lefty Voter, Vipex here. Hi, Vipex. Just check I've missed anybody. I didn't say hello.
Did you say Jao Kier you mentioned?
Yeah.
Roseanne there, good to see you.
Yeah, I see it.
Sean. Yeah, for missing anyone, apologies. Good. Hope you're all well. Hope you all had enjoyed Marcus's live stream. And thanks again, once again, for bringing them over, mate. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, really do. We've got a lot to go through, Lee. We should just crack straight on with it, shouldn't we?
Crack straight on with. Oh my God. Sorry. Oh, damn. I thought I'd lost all the news items then. Just a blank template. I was like, no.
I could just talk to the camera. We don't need to put the notes.
Oh, right. Okay. Anyway, I've sorted it. It's okay. Let's do this. News.
I'll just let you say that then.
Yeah. Press the right button. No, that's not the one. I've done the wrong one.
Playing with the buttons again, chat. Okay, guys, let's just run straight through some of the notes. There's been quite a bit, obviously, been happening over the last week. Some couple gets a crown put on their head, and we as taxpayers pay for it.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Apparently,
Scroungers on benefits as well.
Yeah, some couple
had
some crowns put on their heads, and we've all paid for it. Apparently, like £1 billion or something. I don't know, millions and millions of.
All the family round, all the mates round.
Yeah, yeah.
Got us to pay for it, scrounging benefits.
As well, we were told to pledge our allegiance as well, Lee, as well.
To who?
So, I don't know, this couple. We were told to pledge our allegiance to this couple, apparently.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Let's swiftly move on from that. So, local elections, we'll talk a little. I'll talk a little bit in one of the notes coming up, but yeah, I was denied my right. Voter ID rules are a barrier for some in England, so obviously lots of people were denied the right to vote because of the new voter ID rules. Not good at all, Lee, is it?
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see if anything actually comes of it, because Labour's sort of a bit too victorious at the moment in how well they've done in the election, and Lib Dems as well, and everybody apart from the Tories are the only ones who who aren't going to complain about voter ID rules. Although I did think it kind of backfired on them because it seems to be mainly elderly people who struggled with it. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully there were some record taken of how many people were turned away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sorry.
All right. Oh yeah, I was straight into it pretty much. And the local election news: Tory losses a clear rejection of Rishi Sunak, says Labour. They lost over 1,000 seats. The Conservative parties did. It was a good night, of course, for the Lib Dems, the Greens, and Labour, of course. If you guys want more of my thoughts on that, I covered it on Friday night on my channel, on my live stream. So I don't need to talk too much about it because I've pretty much spent all my time talking about it there. But Lee, we haven't heard your thoughts. What's your reaction to the local election results?
Well, there's clearly some a lot of tactical voting going on, which is good because people are deciding that you had enough of the Tories. In my town, they only had 4 Tory MPs before. They've got 0 now. So there's no Tory councillors. We've still got 2 Tory MPs, William Ragg and Mary Robinson.
Yeah.
But they must be not fancying the chances at the next election.
Yeah, there's a good chance there could be a second Green MP at the next general election, given how many council seats they won as well. I think it's a good indication for them as well.
Yeah, I think they're taking control of one council, haven't they, now, the Greens?
Yeah, they gained another council. They had a very good night, the Green Party. It's a great achievement for them, given the challenge they have to deal with this first past the post system. If it was for proportional representation, I think probably be a good shout of them having a lot of power if we had proportional PR, for certain.
There'd definitely be a junior member in a coalition government. I could definitely say that. Then they'd be pushing their agenda, which is of tackling climate change, which even Labour don't seem to be that bothered about. Well, not as bothered as they should be. But anyway, next one.
What else has been happening? From Open Democracy, councils that veto cash for food banks to spend £50,000 on coronation. Tory-controlled Bromley Council was among those spending a total of 3.8 million on royal-themed events.
Jesus.
Yeah. God.
Was that one of that's near you, isn't it? It's not far from you.
Yeah, Bromley is very near to me. Yeah. So I have seen all the Union Jack stuff. They've wasted money on there. Yeah. Police accused of alarming attacks on protest rights after the anti-monarchs leader was arrested. I covered that I covered the video of that on my channel. Did you want to add any more to this?
Well, they basically let the police know and everything what they were going to do, what the protest was. There was nothing untoward about it. And then literally as a few of them went to get some coffees and walked back past the van, that they got arrested and chucked in a police van. Several of them, mainly the leaders, and apparently because they said they had hook-on equipment, it's basically like cable ties or something like that. But they claimed it was just the ones for putting all the placards, tying up all the placards together to put back in the van afterwards. So
they also claimed they had rape alarms or something to scare the horses as well.
Well, that wasn't even the anti-monarchist protesters. That was the local council's volunteers for
the Night Stars.
Yeah, to help protect women, give them tools to help protect themselves and give advice, and they had rape alarms to hand out, and they literally just chucked them in the van for it. But it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
absolutely. It just reminded me of when after the that thing under where I can't remember her name was murdered, raped and murdered by a Met police officer. And then the women protested, and the Met police just came down like a ton of bricks, and it was all. I think that was Priti Patel at the time. But this one seems to have all Suella Braverman's fingerprints all over it. So
yeah.
Okay.
This one I covered in a video yesterday. Tesco's chair is accused of inappropriate behaviour by 4 women. He also used to work for the CBI as well. And if you guys have been hearing about the CBI, they're not exactly in the best of spots right now either. So But it is allegations. I have to stress, it is allegations. Nothing has been confirmed. But I believe it's 4 women at the moment who have made these allegations. So I need to stress that. It's from Sky News. Bibby Stockholm barge set to house asylum seekers arrives in UK waters. So you probably guys seen it on Max's live stream yesterday. Obviously, it arriving yesterday.
We
talked
covered
about
this
the barge before, haven't we?
Yeah, last week. Yeah. Well, we'll see how that pans out. It doesn't look great. I don't think one of the things I was talking about. I said it's probably got air conditioning, but when I read the description of it, it said it's naturally ventilated, which basically means there's no. It's probably just windows. So I don't know what that's going to be like in the middle of summer.
If you look at it from the top when you looked at it from the top, it does have like an outdoor area in the center of the barge, 2 outdoor square centers in the center of the barge. But it's still, it's going to be a baked oven in there. That's what.
If you're inside, in the it depends what they do. I mean, if they let them come and go as they please, and that's not too bad. But if they're basically trapped on there and not allowed to leave, then that's not going to be good.
Good day for the rest of us. UKIP on the brink of wipeout after losing all their seats in the local elections. Yes, this is absolutely true, guys. UKIP look like they're about to go bye-bye.
Well, it's a bit like whack-a-mole, isn't it? Because before this is the BNP, then it is UKIP, then it's like the Brexit Party, and then now it's basically you got Reclaim, which is Lawrence Fox's party, and Richard Tice's party, is it Reform UK?
Yeah. Is he the leader of the Reform Party? Is it him? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's bankrolling it at least anyway. But I don't think they did.
Yeah, UKIP were dead once Farage left. It was pretty much they were dead in the water pretty much.
But I think is
Farage being done as well?
Yeah, is Farage still is he with Reform now? I can't work out what's going on.
I don't think officially.
Right.
But he's like sitting on the fence because that's what he always does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he waits to find out which one's going to be leading and then dives on that one, doesn't he? So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Duke says, "Oh no, what a shame. Oh no." I've got a video coming up on this one. Prince Harry's hacking trial. The Daily Mirror publishers apologise for ordering unlawful gathering of information. This is the first of many cases that Prince Harry and other celebrities are going to be taking on against some of the British media tabloids, such as the Sun, the Daily Mail. So there's going to be a lot more of these coming. That's for sure.
Yeah. Next one.
Landlords profiting from substandard housing for vulnerable people. That's from The Guardian. This from The Independent. The Lib Dem leader was in a fiercely TV clash with Ed Balls over the Brexit Liberal Democrat leader said Davey refusing to say whether he will want to rejoin the EU in a feisty TV clash. So he hasn't basically Ed Balls was trying to get an answer out of him, basically saying, "Are you ruling it out?" Basically, Liberal Democrats are not ruling out rejoining the EU, and rightly so.
Is it whether he wants to rejoin or whether he rules it out or not? I can't work out what the question is.
I think basically they've basically said they're not. They haven't said that they're not going to not rule out rejoining, and that's basically they want to put. If Ed Balls was trying to put him on the spot, and he wouldn't budge from the spot, basically.
I mean, Lib Dems have pretty much said that they're up for rejoining, aren't they? So I think if you end up in a way, Keir Starmer might be hoping that there is a Lib Dem a coalition, because it mean he could use that as an excuse. Oh well, Lib Dems wouldn't, they want to have a referendum on it, so I'll give him a referendum. It's his way of getting back it out, because he backed himself into a corner over Brexit, I think. But we'll see how that pans out.
The migration bill risks damage to the UK's reputation, says the Archbishop of Canterbury. He said that today as via BBC News.
Who's already slagging him off for saying he's none of his business, pretty much.
I didn't hear that.
I can't remember who it was.
Someone's always moaning about something. And then you guys may have seen it. Boris Johnson telling people in the car, saying to get out there and vote, without wearing a seatbelt. And the police could not charge him because they did not know where he is, and there are different police forces in different counties and whatnot. So yeah, he's basically essentially got away with it.
Yeah.
So
it's actually a common thing with Tories, doesn't it? Sitting in the car.
Yeah, seems to be. And then obviously, Rishi Sunak, I've decided, you know what, I'm not going to pay 30 quid for a train fare down to the south coast. Instead, I'm going to pay like £6,000 or something for a private helicopter to take me to where I need to go and back.
I don't know when the last time you used a train was, but 30 quid is very optimistic on that. Trains, it still wouldn't be £6,000 though.
It depends. I do use trains a lot when I travel.
Right.
So
unless
it depends where you're going and how
it depends
far,
how far you're
kind
going,
of stuff.
how advanced you book it. But other than that, not cheap these days. So.
But still, it's still a waste of taxpayer money. And spokesperson argued that it was like it was because of time schedules, time constraints, or whatever why they did it. But yeah, still, just taking the piss out of us as always, guys. So I think that's all the notes.
That's it.
That is all the notes. Let's have a quick look in the chat. There's been a lot of talk in the chat.
Kenzie's here. Kenzie, Tories don't get tasered. Says deja vu. I Tories don't get tasered. 91 Leeds is here. I see all the usual suspects are here. Then yes, yeah. Larry the Cat's here as well. Hi, so Larry. Alcabiji's here. Hi, evening all.
Tommy Gunn there. Caspar. Chris Fisher, good to see you. Simon says 55. Just going to run down, make sure I don't miss any names. Lefty Boater, good to see you, Lefty Boater. Conservator, good to see you there, Conservator. And Sir Larry, I think I've caught everyone there. Sorry if we can't say hello to every single comment like we used to, because there's quite a lot there, but it's great to see you guys. Great to see you all here. Really appreciate it.
Bro says, bro is rolled up in a golden carriage and I can't even afford a ton of Heinz beans. Yeah, golden carriage and a golden hat. AllShorts is also streaming on his channel. Okay. Hi, AllShorts. Hi, Marcus. Are you finished? Are you going to carry on your stream for another couple of hours then? Probably. Chris Fisher's here. And then boom.
Lots of comments. Yeah. Shall we jump into the first news?
Well, there's quite a few comments on it. Sunak was there, but people didn't saw him over the stand, so they voted for someone else. He's quite short. Hugh's here. Hi, Hugh.
WTF? WTF? You mean you're not going to charge him? Yeah, Duke. They're not going to charge him because they don't know where exactly Boris was, so they can't.
Yeah, they don't know which constituency, which police force he would come under.
Yeah, I mean, they're claiming it's Derbyshire because that's where he was propping up, but they can't obviously confirm that. So because they can't confirm it, they can't charge him.
The Sarah Everard vigil, that was it. The Met Police.
Lefty Bow says the UK doesn't have any reputation left, surely.
Ben Johnson,
come on, Sunak used the chopper for people to see him in his car. He would slid under the seat, says Joel.
So maybe he's got like a kid's seat in his car to make him look bigger. Lift him up, booster seat. Death Ship, a nice movie. It was a terrible sitcom in Britain. Yeah. Maybe you better start thinking about streaming from Ireland, guys, says Simon says. Oh, Simon says there, 55.
SNP councils have written off school meal debts and meal free, says Alice.
Right. Fair enough. Salary Cat says, yay, see you Kippers and the Reform Party got 6 seats out of the 500 they ran in. Yeah, they did terrible as well. Vipec says, when I tell people that are already in an insidious fascist regime, they laugh, but my neighbour, a loyalist, nearly got arrested at the coronation because of the size of a flagpole. Yeah. I'm Kipper, I'm Icebox, I'm Beer. Okay. I'm sure that's a song.
Richard has joined Reclaim, yeah, says Barkus. Yeah. How tall is Sunak? Says Leslie.
Yeah, very short. fits in your pocket.
I'm not going to measure.
Yeah. So when he meets people on outside number 10, he just looks tiny. It's like a little kid. He bets he buys his suits.
There we go. Ben Shaw's got it. 2 foot 3 inches. There we go. Thank you, Ben, for clearing that up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move on then?
Yes. Let's go right into the first news story we got for you guys from Sky News.
Yep. Sorry, I was just saving that. And it's not working. Oh. Hang on a sec. Let me go back.
Oh no! Why you just do that? I'm just gonna. So the main headline from Sky, while Lee tries to
Windows Media. Oh, I know.
Figure it out, is the UK government scraps plans to replace all EU laws by the end of 2023. Rishi Sunak has promised to review and repeal EU laws in his first 100 days in office during his leadership campaign last summer. It looks like that's not going to happen, guys. So expect an angry rant from Jacob Rees-Mogg on GB News either tonight or tomorrow, and the usual suspects will cover it and point and make fun of him, and rightly so. Ministers have scrapped their promise to replace all EU era laws by the end of the year. The retained EU law bill was introduced under Liz Truss, the same Liz Truss that's going to go to Taiwan and start World War III. And Jacob Rees-Mogg with the intention of removing all EU legislation from the UK by the end of 2023, after the UK left the blog in 2020. Kemi Bakanoff, oh God,
bad Enoch.
Don't. Jesus. Has now revealed fewer than 600 laws will be revoked under the bill by the end of the year instead of the 4,000 or so pledged. But the Brexiteers will say, Lee, we did it. I want
to know which laws are actually repealing. I hope it's not any standards ones.
Mm-hmm. She acknowledged that there are risks of legal uncertainty by automatically scrapping the laws by the end of 2023. Ms. Bakanoff says she has about more than a race to a deadline, and instead of looking for laws that need to be saved, the government will keep existing laws and look for those that can remove it without causing problem. She told Parliament in a written statement, over the past year, Whitehall departments have been working hard to identify retained EU laws to preserve, reform or revoke. However, with the growing volume of the REUL being identified and the risk of legal uncertainty posed by the sunsetting of instruments made under EU law, it has become clear that the programme was becoming more about reducing legal risk by preserving EU laws than prioritising meaningful reform. That's why today I'm proposing a new approach, one that will ensure ministers and officials can focus more on reforming the REUL and doing it faster. Oh, there we go. He's already said it. Look.
Broken his promise.
Oh, dear.
He said she's broken. Rishi Sunak.
He looks like a head teacher. Oh, God. The move will likely infuriate Tory Brexiteers who want to withdraw the UK from the EU's influence, but will be welcomed by critics who warned the project was unfeasible and important regulations would be scrapped without proper scrutiny. Animal charity, the RSPCA, said this was a great win for animals, as the plan would have wiped out 44 animal welfare laws brought in while the UK was in the EU, including bans on battery hens and the importance of meat produce and growth.
Basically hormone treated meat or hormone treated cows or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I'll just cap off this last little bit. Labour Shadow Cabinet Office Minister Jenny Chapman said it was a humiliating U-turn from a weak and divided government with no clue on how to grow our economy, protect workers, support businesses, or build a better Britain outside the EU. You
don't want to read Mr. Rees-Mogg's comments?
Oh, go on then.
Do you want me to do it?
Do you want me to...
No, I'll let you do your best Jacob Rees-Mogg accent or voice if you want.
Oh, you want me to do Jacob Rees-Mogg accent? Where is he talking?
Regrettably.
Mr. Rees-Mogg, who introduced the bill to remove the EU laws, accused Rishi Sunak of breaking his promise. The former business secretary said, regrettably, the Prime Minister has shredded his own promise rather than the EU laws. He added that instead of renewing or appealing the EU laws, in his first 100 days, Mr. Sunak had decided to keep nearly 90% of the retained EU laws. This is an admission of administrative failure, the inability of Whitehall to do the necessary work, and the incapacity of ministers to push through his own departments. Well, that's because they've got no civil workers, they think. We
blob
have this whole
has triumphed.
austerity we had, like all these cutbacks, you know. Maybe that might be the reason why we're not getting this as done as they would like. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Regrettably, the blob has triumphed and the Prime Minister has abandoned his promise. Oh, dearly.
Oh dear, what a pity. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What is the chat saying? Let me scroll up a little bit.
These people are nutters. They are running the show, says number 3. I'm number 3.
Good evening, number 3. Good to see you there.
Mog the haunted pencil head, says Zhao.
Penny farting gets a flat tire, says Sir Larry. Okay. Sunak reminds me of his evil twin of Bert from Bert and Ernie, says Simon says.
Okay. Sunak should put jam in shoes and invite his trousers down for tea. Yeah, just say hello to cat.
Oh, Bertie, good to see you there, Bertie. Slave ship or prison ship, 24/7 surveillance. Is that legal? Yeah, is it legal? They can't say that. They can't say it's a prison ship, but it technically is, isn't it?
Pedula says,
get that thing off my screen, says Larry the cat. I don't know.
Pedula says, I wonder what Bad Enough will say should Revolut truly leave the UK and move to France or Spain, as they announced. Oh, Revolut, so it's the bank, isn't it? It's like banking card and app, I think.
So he's not a politician since Mog has no mind. Yes, confirmed. Zhao has confirmed it. Yes, that is true.
AllShorts says last week beagles were imported for testing in the UK for cosmetics. That's disgusting. Is that because they're not allowed because we're outside the EU or what? I don't know.
Austerity was a con. There was no need for it, says you. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% there.
Zhao says Mog is a competent politician in his own mind.
Yes, in his own mind, yes. Hugh says, I heard Penny Mordaunt's sword was made of cotton fibre. Wasn't heavy.
It wasn't what?
Wasn't the Penny Mordaunt's sword? You know, she was carrying the sword for the coronation. Yeah, it was made.
I've only seen like pictures of it or something, and everybody's going about like Penny Mordaunt stole the show. Like great.
It looked like an air cabin host or something with the dress get up she had on. We import arms to test on nations according to the arms sale department of certain companies, so beagles are CERN, says Ben Shaw. Penny Mordaunt looks like a blue tub of lard, number 3.
Yeah, Penny the sword swallower. Sorry, Penny the sword right. Oh, the sword swallower. Sorry, the sword riser. Okay, fair enough. Swords aren't as heavy as you think, says Duke. Okay.
Duke has tried the sword then. Yeah. Okay. That's probably it.
Okay.
Right. Oh wow, we're already half an hour in.
Are we? All right, okay, let's go on to the next one.
Let's go straight to the next one. We won't bedazzle too much in the article, but pretty much the headline. Ex-Tory MP Andrew Bridgen sues Matt Hancock over the COVID vaccine row after joining Lauren Fox's Reclaim Party. Matt Hancock accused Andrew Bridgen of being anti-Semitic after the MP likened the COVID vaccine to the Holocaust, which got Mr. Bridgen suspended and then permanently expelled from the Conservative Party. How dare you? I'm going to sue you for that.
Both look perfectly normal. Insane.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. After appearing amateur, let me get me out of here. Mr. Bridgen announced on Wednesday that he has now submitted a defamation claim to the High Court. As he said, Mr. Hancock comments were an attempt to shut down valid concerns expressed by me. He has launched a crowdfunding appeal for his legal action and said any excessive funds will be donated to charities supporting COVID injuries and bereavement.
Sure. Wasn't he? Didn't he get in trouble for trying to embed? Wasn't no, allegedly. I'm not going to say it. There's some sort of dodgy dealings with his brother's business or something, and he even got sued by his own family.
Yeah, allegedly might.
Well,
have done something.
I think there was a court case, and he was found guilty, or he was found to have he lost the court case anyway. I don't think. But a civil one.
It says there he's going to go to charities, Lee. It's surely going to find charity.
I'm sure it'll be the Andrew Bridgen Back Pocket Charity.
Ah, I see.
Maybe,
okay.
I don't know, allegedly.
Mr. Hancock has denied the allegations and called Mr. Pritchard's legal action a pathetic publicity stunt. A spokesperson for Matt Hancock said Matt will defend this absurd action, which is a pathetic publicity stunt. The claim has no credible basis, and when Matt wins the case, he will seek to recover all the costs. Vaccine saves lives, and Matt will always defend science and progress against unfounded conspiracy theories that puts people's health at risk.
So I'm going to say, wait, just let me roll back a little bit. So when he wins the case, he will also seek to recover all costs. Will he give some of that to charity? Because out of the 200,000 he got for doing the ITV, the jungle thing, he only gave 10,000 to charity, even though he said that was the reason why he was going in.
Okay. Well, maybe he's put the extra money into a very important swimming pool or horse stables, like a certain other minister, to keep their horses warm. Yeah, it's. I mean, either you laugh about this or you cry about this whole, money going down the drain. But I do love the fact that one ex-Tory MP and another's just going at each other publicity. Just the same pathetic publicity stunt. Because it really is, guys. It really is pathetic.
The Tory party is now turned into Lord of the Flies, basically. Anyway, go on.
I don't really.
Yeah, you don't want to read anymore. Yeah,
I don't think there's anything more we need to add on that, guys. I don't know if you guys have got anything more to add in the chat with regards to these two. Chatty Rat says Andrew Brigid is so thick he thought that all UK citizens were entitled to Irish passports and on account of the CTA.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind an Irish passport.
The Irish passport office wouldn't be able to cope with all the applications if they did.
Yeah,
everybody
Irish
in Britain
bloodline, so
I
should be given a buy. I should be given a buy because I've got Irish.
If you've got Irish grandparents, you can get an Irish passport.
Yeah.
But if it goes further than that, you can't.
Yeah.
Unless you're born in Ireland.
The coronation was ludicrous. It's 2023, so to you, yeah, it was an absolute complete waste of taxpayer money. An absolute joke is what it was.
I haven't seen this, but now I want to actually see it because Casper Northern says, I watched a protest stream with a lot of people from the Commonwealth. Their main question was, why was Princess Anne wearing a pirate hat? Now I have no interest in the coronation. I've avoided it completely, but I want to see Princess Anne in a pirate hat now. Vertigo says, pirate hat, did you see the next guy had a dead chicken in his head? Okay.
Did Hughes cover the coronation? Because I would have loved to have seen him. Didn't he even dress up as a pirate or something during the Queen's funeral?
Yeah,
when he live streamed the Queen's funeral. I was just wondering, he should have done that for this. This would have been hilarious. Him just going and the Shiver Me Timbers stuff. I would love to have seen Graham doing it. Yeah, for the coronation. That would have been hilarious. 1.4 million mortgage holders face paying around £7,000 more per year than they did in December 2021.
Yeah, Jesus, ridiculous, isn't it?
Oh, thanks for that, Leeds. The hat situation in Britain, especially now with this coronation spectacle, needs to be analysed by competent springs.
Yeah, I think that's a fair call.
I'll let Graham know that he needs to do this video. Joe, very important.
All right, should we move on to the next one then?
Yep, let's go to the next one. And then we got the map after, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to Ukraine, guys. Obviously, it seems like the big counterattack may have just started. May have started today. So this is the latest news we've got from over there. So Ukraine unit says Russian brigades flee the outskirts of BAKHMUT. So there's obviously been intense fighting been going on for the last weeks and months or so. Russia have been pushing very hard to try and take the city, and they've not been able to do that. They've thrown a lot of bodies at it. There was also Wagner troops threatening to pull out of it as well because they weren't getting enough ammunition, and they've recently been told that they were going to get ammunition, but yeah, it's so it looks like the counterattack's about to happen. And there was also drone strikes a few days ago from Russia to make it look like that they've hit Ukraine hard, but it didn't really do too much damage, my understanding.
There's a couple of people died yesterday and 5 injured in an attack. But yeah, basically the Ukrainians. Do you want me to read this or?
Yeah, we just read. You can read a little bit. Yeah. You read a bit.
So, Ukrainian military unit said on Wednesday it had routed a Russian infantry brigade from frontline territory near Bakhmut, claiming to confirm an account by the head of Russia's Wagner private army that Russian forces had fled. It was a 72nd Division, motorized division, I think it is. Later in the day, Colonel General Alexander Syrsky, who heads Ukraine's ground forces, said Russian units in some parts of Bakhmut had retreated by up to 2 kilometers, 1.2 miles, as a result of counterattacks. He did not give details. Yeah. So if we look on the map, so this is from the Deep State map, which is gives kind of a day by day picture of positions.
Yeah.
So this was let me go back. This was yesterday. Oh, so this is Bakhmut. You can see the Russians have kind of taken over most of the city.
But they did take it.
They've taken most of it, but they're still fighting. If I show you, like, that is on the 8th, and then the 10th, there's virtually no movement whatsoever there, which is where the Wagner has moved in a little bit, but there's only tiny bits. But then if I show you down here, this is just outside Bakhmut. If you watch, I haven't got the cursor on here, but if you just watch the middle of the screen, that's on the 8th, and then that's today. You can see the big chunk has been taken out there to the west of Klishivka, and that is the 72nd Separate Motorized Rifle Brigade. Now, according to the Wagners, they were the ones who basically abandoned the positions and ran. I've seen video where the Ukrainians are basically using Challenger tanks. Is it Challenger? No, not Challenger. What are the other ones? The ones the Americans gave them. They were using those, and you could see the Russians legging it, and they tried to bring some tanks in to try and battle them, and the Ukraine routed them as well. The Ukrainians are saying that about 2/3 of that brigade has been like destroyed or run.
There's way too low on ammunition. The Wagner group. That's because they've been constantly screaming for ammunition.
Well, this isn't the Wagner group though. That's these other ones. Some of these others are. So, like, I think that one's no. These ones are on Bakhmut. Oh, it's changed. Oh, there you go. PMC Wagner and the Wagner Antil. So but these are the Russian normal military. So they definitely there's a push there, definitely in that little enclave there to the west of Klishivka, where the Ukrainians are pushed in.
That tank is being towed by a Ukrainian pharmacist, so Larry.
Big Russian parade with one tank. Yeah, I heard about that. So on the Victory Day parade, they only had one tank, because all the others are basically on the way to Ukraine, or they've just basically run out of them.
They only had one tank at the parade, I think, as well.
That was what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yeah, one tank. Yeah. So there's a couple of good incisive lines to encircle Bakhmut and Avdiivka. Yeah, so Avdiivka's further south. It's a similar kind of situation here, where they're trying to push in from. But this is just the regular military, and they've been trying similar tactics of encircling it, not really getting very far. You can see it's pretty much barely moved for days.
Yeah, I watched. If you guys haven't, I did watch like just a clip of the Russian parade, Victory Day parade, and you could see how thin they were in comparison to their last one. Really is quite a contrast. Like, they didn't have the fighter jets, and as you guys said, they only had one tank as well. So it's very clear to see there. Hello, Aki's man. Good to see you there.
Hi, Aki's. Charlie C says they hit a non-Wagner position on the south knuckle, which is what that bit I was just showing you there. Just that bit there.
Okay.
There.
Yeah, that bit there. Yeah.
That bit where you can see it's indented there. And he said some videos of them pegging it as a new tank rams through woodland. That was the one I saw. Yeah. Dennis Davidov.
T-34. Yeah, I believe it was a T-34 Conservator. Yeah. There were more tanks on parade in other Russian cities, though, says Conservator.
All right.
Okay. Are you sure they weren't just cardboard cutouts and made to look
Yeah,
like tanks, potentially,
on
just
top
to make
of
them look
larders.
like they were tanks? You know, just put some metal sheets in front of it, and it's a Humvee actually under it, just to make
Not
it
even a
look like
Humvee,
a
it's just a
tank.
larder. It's a larder reaver driving through. The
Yeah.
North Koreans used to do that. They used to put like big tubes and make them a bit pointy and paint them like rockets, and they're just like tubes. Put them on the back of a lorry. Look at this nuclear weapon we've got. Vipek says, my mate in Kyiv tells me that there's a massive influx of Belarusian civilian paramilitaries coming over the border to help Ukraine. It's turned into World War One to me, to you, to me. I think it's going to be Ukraine will be pushing so very, very soon.
Belarus don't want really no part of this, but
Yeah.
you know better than us on VK. I hope you know, for them to step in and help Ukraine, but I do like, are they being are Belarus military being forced into this?
No,
Like,
these are civilians who are basically crossing the border.
I mean, is the military still sitting on the sidelines to this, as far
They're not got
as you're
involved.
aware,
So
VK?
as far, well, from what I've seen, the military hasn't done anything in Belarus. I don't think they want to get
Right.
involved. I mean, obviously they allowed the Russians to get in at the beginning, and I think the original plan was that they would follow through once they'd taken the country.
Right.
But that never happened. So it says 500 dead in the Russian brigade decided to run. This is that same point. Not the start of the offensive, in my opinion, but I hope this is the start of a new trend. Yeah, I mean, they're waiting everybody's been saying they're waiting for the weather. Nobody knows where it's going to come. There's lots of predictions and experts saying where it'll be, but nobody.
Tommy Gunn says to understand the conflict, you have to go back to 2014 and the independence referendum.
Yeah.
One tank and one band and one battalion, says Kia.
Yeah.
BK saw a documentary about it. Disturbing, says Joe. Oof.
Ben Shaw says, my friends are Ukrainians staying with them. They're aware with the UK media and government didn't have a kind word to say about them until they got attacked, and I'm not surprised. And the president of Belarus
T-34 was made of nails, literally melted down nails, says Hugh.
Well, I mean, some of the weapons that they're putting on you've seen going into Ukraine from the Russian side or towards the front line are ancient, like say World War II. Some even dating back earlier than World War II.
Yeah, but we'll keep an eye on it, and any major developments I'll try and plug on my channel as well throughout the week as well. But I'll just put that in the chat if you guys. I do have plenty of shorts videos as well in Ukraine as well, if you guys want to have a look at that as well. After the stream, not now.
Yeah.
Right.
We've got a couple actually. We've got a few about Ukraine there. Oh no, sorry, there. Right. That one. Okay. Next one.
Did we have the funny video, or was it now, or was it?
We're going to do it after this one, I think.
Oh, is it after this one?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. So we won't spend too much on this, guys. But George Santos pleads not guilty to duping donors, stealing campaign cash to burnish his wealthy image. This is the latest one. It's literally dropped about half an hour or so ago. So George Santos, the New York Republican, famous for fabricating his life story, pleaded not guilty today to charge he duped donors, stole from his campaign, and lied to Congress about being a millionaire, all while cheating to collect unemployed benefits he didn't deserve. He counts 13 federal indictments as a reckoning for a web of fraud and deceit that prosecutors said overlapped his fantasy. You get it. Public images as a wealthy businessman, a fictional biography that began to unravel after he won the election last fall. He's suspected to be released on $500,000 bond following his arraignment about 5 hours after turning himself into authorities on Long Island to face charges of wire fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, and making false statements to Congress. He could face up to 20 years in prison if convicted. He said little during his arraignment, which lasted about 15 minutes. His lawyer said he has plans to continue his recent announced re-election campaign, defied calls to resign. He asked the judge for permission for Santos to travel freely, though he did surrender his passport. Guys, if you think Trump's a big liar, this guy is definitely on, I think, almost on the same, if not higher level. Some of the stuff that SANTOS has said is just pretty, like, he is a big liar, like on a massive scale.
Like Casper Norden says, he pretended he was raising money for a homeless veteran's dog that was dying.
Yeah. I think we even talked about that ages ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Just a vile human being. He really is. And you know, we talk about Trump. I mean, this guy. I really hope he gets the book thrown at him.
Yeah.
You know, for
SANTOS is also accused of lying about his finances on congressional disclosure forms and applying for and receiving unemployment benefits while he was employed as regional director of an investment firm that the government shut down in 2021 over allegations that it was a Ponzi scheme. But I mean, there's like, yeah.
He's just a con. He's a con man. Is what he is. Yeah. He's a con man, and he's. But the difference between him and other con men is that he does it publicly.
Yeah, well, he got caught, didn't he? It all came out when he was elected. It came out what he was really like, and now it's coming home to roost. So,
yeah, vile human being, guys.
Yeah,
I'll definitely try and keep an eye on him. That's for sure.
Shall we go for something a bit more? I haven't watched this, so this should be funny.
Yeah, let's get something to lighten the mood, as a certain popular YouTuber would say.
Yeah, excuse me. Lost my train of thought. I was looking at something else.
You're just trying to get it to work.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Colin from Portsmouth is on the line. Hello.
I am disgusted, Anthony. Absolutely disgusted. Yep. Portsmouth has been infiltrated by the enemy, which is ironic given its proud naval tradition.
This is the news that the Conservatives have lost a few council seats in Portsmouth. Is that right?
It's terrifying, Anthony. It's hellish. I barely dared leave the house. Portsmouth has become a Marxist hellhole. It's just a living nightmare. It's awful.
It's only been a couple of days, Colin. It's mainly Lib Dems, really.
I couldn't watch the coronation of King Prince Charles without fearing for my life.
Right.
How is a proud British man like me supposed to enjoy Penny Mordaunt holding a sword in that incredible dress, as is my right, without the fear of Jeremy Corbyn smashing through my cap hat and making me wear a funny Russian hat?
What's changed in the city, Colin? What's different
now? There's food banks now. There's sewage pumping into the sea. No tomatoes. I can't get a bloody doctor's appointment. Everyone's on strike. My local's serving Foster's on tap. And I'm not even allowed to bloody protest. I'm begging you, fellow citizens, vote Conservative next year and put a stop to this horror. Anyway, Anthony, thanks for having me on. Love to the family.
Love to the family, Colin. Love to the family.
I've made a tape of Penny Mordaunt to watch at night. Do you want to buy a copy?
No.
Oh, dear.
By the way, I don't know if he still does them. There was a while back where you could actually pay Colin from Portsmouth to do some custom ones. I should have got round to it, guys. I could have got him to do one for me and Lee Corn.
I'm sure they probably did. I'm sure he probably still does it.
Yeah, I should do that for you guys, shouldn't I? Would you guys like us to do a chat? Or maybe I could even do one for a surprise one for Max as well, maybe. Him and Sir Rod Verty. Let me know what you guys would like that idea. Maybe we could, maybe if we could do a little GoFundMe or something. But yeah, something to lighten the mood. So,
okay.
Dear.
So, moving on.
Yeah. So UBI guys. There's this great website called Basic Income Today. It's basically any stories regarding anything related to UBI. Guys can check it out, and they had this one here which I thought was really good because it's from the UK. So Cambridge successful COVID experiment at giving poor families $500 a month will continue to grow from 130 to 2,000 people. So obviously it's from America because of the dollars, but can't click the original post because I think it's behind a paywall one. But for years Mabel I
don't think this is Cambridge in the UK.
It might be Cambridge. It might be Cambridge and somewhat Cambridge in America.
Massachusetts, but I don't know. Go on. Sorry.
Basically, it's a single mum who's single mum we've worked too hard. It's hard to give you a lot of stress. You want to see your kids and you want to give them the best. For years, they struggled each month to make ends meet. As a single mum, she needs to cover the rent and food and costs for her son, then tried to pay down student debts too. The math was nearly impossible. But in September 2021, got a massive leg up. She was selected to enrol in a pilot program launched by the City of Cambridge to support single parents, giving them $500 a month, no strings attached. For them, it was a lifeline, and for the 18 months she received the funds, she was able to pay down her loan debt, navigate to new higher pay job at Hertford University Health Service, and even started saving for her 13-year-old son's college education. And she was able to help her mother move from Peru to live with her in Cambridge. It helped me get on track, she said. Now, after the successful pilot with 130 single parents, Cambridge is expanding its Rise Up Guarantee income program to help needy families throughout the city. An estimated 2,000 households. On Tuesday, Mayor Symbol joined local lawmakers for the program launch, noting it will be one of the large experiments of its kind in the country. We've heard from families about the impact of the funds and how effective it has been to allow them to not to go deeper into poverty. For me, providing a guaranteed income is showing low-income families we believe in them and knowing we can succeed if we give them the tools. The £22 billion effect is being financed through the American Rescue Plan Act funds in partnership among the Mayor's Office, the Cambridge Economic Opportunities Committee and the Cambridge Community Foundation. This round will be distributed not only to single parents but to all households in Cambridge with children under the age of 21. Earning at or below 250% of the federal poverty level. That's $75,000 for a family of four. The estimated 2,000 families amount to roughly 4% of all households in the city. She says she was thrilled to see the outcome of the pilot program. It motivated her to push to distribute STIPs citywide. That expansion is a major milestone for a guaranteed income movement, which have caught fire in economic crisis since COVID. Said City, as most effective pilots elsewhere in the country have been distributed using lottery systems in working to reach every family in the city that fits the income household. They believe Cambridge Plan is the first non-lottery program in the country to offer support to all families that qualify. So here's an example. Basically, it's an example of UBI being put to work, being tested, and it's reaping the rewards for this family, and now they're expanding on it basically. So it's always nice to hear these stories. I think a while back they were going to do it in Catalan, but they turned it down, didn't they? I don't recall, but
yeah, I think Scotland and Wales are both still, well, they're looking at it, but I don't know whether that's still ongoing. But I mean, the problem is when you do a test of UBI, and you only do it on a small subset of the population, then it's not really universal, is it? Kind of, it's a selective basic income. So
you can't test it on a grand scale until you do it on a smaller scale.
But you don't see the full effect of what it would happen if you did it on a small scale, because the impact on everybody. I'll be honest with you. I think COVID and what was the phrase they used for it? When people were getting paid for not going to work, that was almost like I've forgotten the word.
Someone in the chat's going to say.
But yeah, that was probably as close as you're going to get to like a full scale UBI test, and we saw kind of some of the impacts is like people stopped going to doing jobs like they didn't like. Afterwards, they changed jobs.
Estonia has one type of UBI, says 30. Yes, Estonia has one. I think even I've read somewhere that Chicago was doing one as well, or some sort as well. And they have trialed a few. There has been a few trials in here. That's it. Furlough. Thank you, Lefty.
Furlough. Yeah, that's the word. Furlough.
That's the word. Thank you. Yeah, they have trialed one or two places in the UK, because I have seen trials in a few places in the UK, but obviously on a very small scale. Even when Andrew Yang, who was running to be the mayor of New York, is it New York? I believe it was New York City, or I'm pretty sure it was New York City, but he didn't win it. But he one of his pledges was to introduce a universal basic income to the city, but obviously the people rejected rejected him. But I don't think it was because of that, but I think it might have been other factors anyway. But it's always nice to hear some UBI news anyway. So
did you want to do that funny video that we saw?
Yes. So we got a very weird video. Some of you may have seen this on TikTok before. It's cool. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
Get it kind of ready. Hang on a sec. I might have to just make you disappear for a second.
Yeah, I'm going to vanish for a moment while Lee plays with buttons again, as he always does.
You just froze.
And then we'll come. Oh, have I frozen? Oh dear. Give me 1 second.
We have to set this up slightly differently. No, that's why. So if we go, do that and oh no, play again. Is there audio? Oh, I'm gonna turn the audio off. Let me start again.
I'm still frozen, haven't I?
Oh yeah, you are.
This is a square. Can you guess which spot that goes in?
The square.
That's right. It goes in the square hole.
Yes. Okay.
And how about this rectangle? That one?
Also the square.
That goes in there too.
Yeah.
Up next, we've got this thin rectangle.
The thin rectangle.
Can you guess where that goes?
The thin rectangle.
That's right. It goes in the square hole. And up next, a cylinder.
The circle.
I think that goes in
the circle.
The square hole. Now, we've also got this semicircle right here. Do you see a slot that would fit
the semicircle?
Semicircle?
The semicircle.
That's right. It's the square hole. Okay. Up next, the triangle. We know what hole that goes into,
triangle.
right?
Triangle.
That's right. The square hole. And up next, we have the arch.
The arch. The arch.
You guessed it.
The arch.
It goes in the square hole.
God.
This is a square. Can you guess which spot that goes?
This man is absolutely cruel. He's a cruel man, I tell you, people. How could he do that to that poor woman?
This is what happens when this is why software gets released and bugs don't get found, because people they get it tested and they go, do this, do that, and they follow it and they go, yeah, it works. And then they put it out into the wild and people just press any random button on it and the people who are like watching the green testing like, no, what are you doing? Oh dear.
OCD torture, absolutely, Hugh. That is what it is. OCD torture. What? Yes, couldn't agree more.
Windows
is
are
this
all
a
over the place.
promotional video for E18?
For what?
It says this for promotional video for Eton.
Oh dear. Yeah.
All right, we got one. We got one more story and then a funny video to end, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice song for everybody.
Yep. Right. So, lonely pet parrots found comfort by learning to video call each other. Yes, this is absolutely true, guys. From Positive Outlook, guys, they are a great website. Definitely check them out if you guys haven't. They always have great good news stories. So if you're wondering how to take care of your pet parrot, you should know that it is not just about.
I'm going to say, whoa. Pet carrots, it says. He says pet carrots.
Pet carrots, pet parrots. They're same thing.
I was like, whoa, hang on a minute, pet carrots? This has got carrots on talking to each other on FaceTime. I'm going to go.
It's a breed of parrot. It's probably a breed of parrots.
It's an orange
there
parrot.
might be some parrot experts in the chat, you know. Looking after pet parrots also means prioritising their welfare, such as easing their loneliness. When parrots are kept as single pets, they tend to feel lonely just like humans. This is why researchers looked into a way to connect single pet birds by teaching them how to video call each other. Over 20 million parrots are kept as pets in the United States alone, so researchers wanted to help lessen the loneliness of the birds, which can improve their mental health. This experiment is not implausible, since parrots are known to be very smart and easy to train, and if they can be trained to talk, teaching them how to initiate a video call would be a breeze. However, what the researchers wanted to know is if this study was if birds would call each other if given a choice. The answer was a clear yes. Researchers from the Northeastern University, the University of Glasgow, and MIT found that virtual interactions could help the behaviour of domesticated parrots and improve their communication skills. In the first 2 weeks of the study, the birds learned how to initiate a video call by ringing a bell and touching the image of a parrot on the screen. The caretakers carefully monitored the bird's behavior during this stage and ended the call as soon as the bird stopped paying attention or started to show signs of fear or aggression. We were really careful about training the bird's caregivers thoroughly to ensure that they could offer an appropriate level of support to empower their parrots, but also to help them avoid any negative experiences, said Rebecca, a co-author of the study. The next phase, which they called the open call period, allowed the birds to make calls freely and pick the bird they wanted to call. The remaining 15 participants made 147 video calls over a period of 3 months, which was equal to over 1,000 hours of video footage. The researchers helped owners learn how to care for pet parrots more by understanding their behavior. Though this experiment, some birds also learned new skills from their virtual friends, such as flying, foraging, and making new sounds. It's quite surprising that the range of different behaviors, co-author Lena said. Some would sing, some would play around and go upside down. Others would just want to show birds their toys. Two magpies even got really close, and one called another to the screen saying, "Hey, come here, hello." The study had few significant findings. First, the birds engaged in most calls and formed strong preferences. It also showed that the birds who initiated the most were the ones who got the most calls from other birds, which is similar to human socialization. Most of the parrots became fast friends, and a couple of them, a cockatoo and an African grey, are still talking to each other after over a year. The birds also develop attachments with their virtual friends, human caretakers. The researchers warned owners do not do the same experiment in their own, as it should only be done by trained caretakers. Obviously, people are going to try it now.
Yeah.
It may cause parrots to become aggressive, scared, or uncomfortable, and others have beaks big enough to break a tablet screen. Yeah, of course. Though it can be a regular occurrence for parrot owners, it's still good to know that lonely parrots now have the option to make friends with other birds virtually. Watch the bird's extraordinary virtual experience in the video below.
Just have a quick look. I'm going to turn the volume down on it.
Okay. Hopefully,
just in case there's any note music on it.
just kind of wanted to see
Oh,
them
sorry,
actually
yeah.
using the tablet.
I want to hear it.
Yeah, if I get copyright with the music,
Yeah.
guys, so. Oh, look.
I can pick which one he wants to talk to. That one.
Ah, that's so cool. I'm gonna do. See if I can get. What I'll do, guys, I'm going to put the link for that video in the Discord server, on the Discord server under Good News, if you guys want to check it out.
The chat is loving this, I think.
Wait, what did Simon say? Hold on. Cockatoo Tinder.
Yeah. Why? Vertigo says, why don't they just give him Netflix? Conservative says, OnlyFans Birds Edition.
Tinder for
So remember,
parrots. Simon, that's a brilliant idea.
Someone spent time and money training parrots to video call themselves. Let's let that sink in. Yeah.
OnlyFans Chicks Edition.
Number 3 says, I feel ill sometimes with sheer stress and boredom. I'm hoping for some video calls soon via Discord. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, number 3. You're welcome to chat with us anytime. Parrot, she says, Tommy Gunn. Simon, that is a brilliant idea. What's that? Cockatoo Tindo, yeah. OnlyFans Chicks Edition.
Polly wants a video chat.
This has got to be a Twitter piss take. Start registering. Polly wants a video chat, yeah. I wonder if there's any swearing on these calls. Every parrot is taught a few of those.
Yeah, that's the first thing that comes to your mind, obviously.
Still Larry the cat, yeah.
Do they swear to each other?
Oh, you bleeding pigeon. My cousin's African grey parrot used to copy the sound effects of Street Fighter. His Chun-Li impression was brilliant. Hadouken! Jump, jump, jump. My dog would rip that parrot's throat out. Oh, you do. Oh my god. Nice. They're quite cute. Mad Monk's here, Mad Monk. You're still live. Yes, we are still live. We're only 7 minutes over. Come on. This is quite
yeah.
Same for us.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway. So I think that's enough for parrots FaceTiming each other.
Yep. So hope you guys enjoyed that. That's a nice little story, and obviously nice one, obviously with the UBI. So
what's going on here?
So
I don't know. Sorry, that wasn't. I'm trying to get rid of that. There we go.
Yeah, right. So just before I do the plugins, I just want to just get something out of the way. So I said on my community post earlier today on my channel that I've always said to Lee already, guys, I will not be here for next week's Snowflake Show. This is due to family reasons. So I'm sure Lee will try to get someone in to cover me for next week.
Already sorted.
He's already got.
Do you want to know?
He's already got. I wonder who that could be.
Do you want to know who it is?
I'm gonna guess it's someone who was on before us.
No, he hasn't been on before.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll keep it secret then.
It's not secret. I'll tell everybody.
Oh, okay.
Graham Hughes. Graham Hughes will be here next week. There you go.
Oh, fantastic, guys! Graham Hughes is going to be covering for me for next week. Yeah. So I am off work for the next 2 weeks as well. But obviously I've got some family stuff I need to take care of, guys. So I won't be here for next week's show, but obviously Lee and Graham, I'm sure we'll have a cracking time next week, and definitely have some fun there. But guys, don't run away just yet. I know you guys are eager to hop into Discord and chat with us, but before you guys do that, can you hit the like button? We would really greatly appreciate it before you do. And can you share across social media platforms? That would also helps grow the channel. And of course, if you hit that bell notification icon, you'll be notified of when we go live, which is every Wednesday 9 p.m. UK time. As I just said, we have a Discord server. I'm going to just put that there in the chat for you guys, which you guys can check out as well, which is a completely free server, guys. We got lots of stuff go on there. We got games nights, we had music night last weekend, and I've got a movie night taking place tomorrow. So if you guys want to come and hang out there, and also we have plenty of events, so we highlight when other events are going on, such as Labour Social with the Morning Brew in the morning, or Phil from A Different Bias doing his live stream on Saturday. Max, of course, when he's doing his live streams, will notify you when he goes live as well. So there's obviously lots of activity and stuff going on, as well as we're plugging any new stuff going in the usual channels as well. So there's lots going on the server. Also, guys, if you didn't see me already mention it a few times, I'm just going to mention it again. I have a YouTube channel, and yes, I'm going to plug it in there. Whoop, right there in the chat for you guys. Yes, so on my channel, I'm mainly more news than politics, but dropping plenty of short videos. It's UK, could also be world news, as well as normal videos. I want to say thank you for those who joined the live stream that I did on the local elections on Friday night, as obviously Max didn't cover it, so I really appreciate you guys coming by on that on short notice. I will be live on my channel on Monday evening at 9 p.m. So if you guys want to come and swing by and hang out with me there, you're more than welcome to do so as well. I think that's everything, Lee. Have I missed anything?
You mentioned the Discord server, yeah? I think you did.
I have mentioned the Discord server, yeah. So, yep, guys. So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. But before you guys go, we've got one more funny video for you to see you guys out, of course. And I'll again put the link for the Discord in the chat before you guys head out as well. Anything more to add, my friend?
No, that's it. Thanks for coming. We'll, like I said, Graham Hughes will be here next week. So it might be a bit sweary and ranty, but it should be good. Regan's won't be here next week, so you'll be back in a couple of weeks. And then, but yeah, that's it. Have a good week.
Yep, guys, thanks so much for coming. Thanks so much for supporting us. Greatly appreciate every single one of you who subscribed and just coming in, and whether it's liking or whatever. You guys are absolutely awesome. And again, nothing but praise and thank you to Marcus AllShorts for
Cheers,
bringing some of you
Marcus,
guys
really
over as
appreciate
well. Absolutely top man, he really is.
And
you know,
Darren,
Daily Blase as well,
sorry.
who's also been plugged in our show as well when he's doing live streams as well. So shout out to Daily Blase as well. Nothing but love for him as well, and for all of you guys who have been plugging in our channel whenever you can. We much appreciate it.
Okay, we'll leave you with this. Have a good week, and we'll see you next week.
Take care.
Bye. Which button am I pressing?
What do they do? What do they do? What do they actually do? What do they do? What do they do? What do they actually do? The coronation seems a good occasion to discuss why one family live in palaces, all subsidised by us, while folks rely on food banks, and we're supposed to rejoice as a crown is chauffeured round in a custom-made Rolls Royce. It's time for this to stop. Let's give the royals the chop. Scrap the monarchy. Scrap the monarchy. Their pampered lives of all while people live in poverty, in inhumane conditions, while out-of-date traditions mean we all pay for the rules to live in luxury. So scrap the monarchy. King Charles's fingers are so fat, swollen, sore and red from swans that he gets fed and things he does in bed. He propagates the narrative, he's a climate protester, but his best friend was Jimmy Savile, Britain's foremost child molester, and his brother Prince Andrew, he's a nonce case too. Scrap the monarchy, scrap the monarchy. They turn a blind eye to their pedos like the BBC. They think that they can pay for it all to go away, but covering up for Nazis is their lasting legacy. So scrap the monarchy. What do they do? What do they do? What do they actually do? What do they do? What do they do? They sponge off me and you!
But what about Prince William? You're being so unfair. He's never had a mistress or embarked on an affair.
Maybe we have pegged him wrong, he really seems to care.
And there's proof when he does his good deeds, there's always cameras there.
Samaritan's big issue, the list is comprehensive. Not so much Prince Charming, more Prince Charm offensive.
Scrap the monarchy, scrap the monarchy.
They don't give a hoot about the likes of you